How's it going, Alberto? So this week, the weight continues to go up. I'm about 180 pounds right now, which is actually 5 pounds over what I was, I think, 2 weeks ago. The weight, so let me go through the days. Here's what happened on Monday. I went for a squat, and it felt a little bit heavier than I thought, right? So I'm kind of struggling through it, and I'm saying to myself, what's going on here? And it turns out that I actually overweighted the bar, and I think I did something like a 10-pound PR for 6 reps, which was more than I had planned, but I did it anyway. So what I thought was a bad day was actually a really good day, because I mean, my squat I would say is well over 400 pounds now. But so 325 for 4 sets of 6 on that. When I think the last cycle I did 320 for 6, and then I went down to 305. So we're up about 20 pounds from last week. The last cycle that I've done it. So that's going well, and I think I'll probably definitely move into that weight as the cycle progresses. So I'm feeling pretty good on that. Barbell Romanian deadlifts, PR. I mean, PRs on pretty much everything at this point, because I'm really pushing it with all this extra weight. I'm gonna make sure I'm getting my money's worth out of these extra pounds. So nothing else to really talk about there, except for, one thing I wanted to mention was that I was getting, I'm getting these marks on my, you can't see it here, but pretty much right here, there's like some pretty deep marks in my shoulder, from the squat, which at times can be relatively painful, but it's not a painful like I'm having tendonitis, so I don't really care. It's more just like, oh well, it's there, the skin's all torn. But I was actually seeing if I could get away with that by actually taking somewhat of a lower bar position, and that's why when I did that first set, it was actually much harder, and I was almost folding over a bit, which unfortunately you're not going to see because I think I gave you the last set, but I actually went back to my same position, and then it got much easier. So I think I probably overexerted myself in that first set. That's it for day 1. Day 2. I hit the 177.5 for 12 on the bench press. The first 2 sets literally flew, where I was like double checking the bar to make sure I was using the right weight, because it was like, especially the first set was comically easy. The third set actually was tough, but I think when I'm doing those 12 rep sets, the last set's always going to be rough, not necessarily because it's heavy for me, but because I think there's a bit of a lactic acid that's building up on the high rep bench presses that I just can't seem to avoid. So I'm pretty excited for what's going to happen when I get down to 10 and 8 reps, what kind of PRs I can hit on that. I think it's going to be pretty significant, especially if my weight keeps on trending up like this over the next few weeks. Row, I did 170, so I increased weight, and I hit the 15s anyway, so I think we're going to 175, unless you see any problem in my form. Overhead press. So overhead press was, I think that's the one I want you to look at closely, because the overhead press, I usually show you a side shot on the overhead press, and what on the I guess seated overhead press. This time I want a front shot. I'm curious what your thoughts are on my grip width, because when I was doing it this time, I was strong enough to do the reps, which you can see, which is a PR. I mean, like these all are. But I was having in my left shoulder, and also my left elbow. I was getting some pain there. I'm not sure if that's because if you see this, I actually really hit my elbow. Enough where it was bleeding on the barbell. So I don't know if that was causing it. I don't think it would cause that. It seems more like a blunt injury. But it's just a coincidence that I happened to be pressing on the same day. I haven't really got it that often, but I'm thinking maybe it might be something with my grip width. So let me know on the grip width if it's too narrow. I don't think it would be too wide, because it's a fairly narrow grip that I'm taking on it. So just curious on that. The other ones, the only thing that I didn't really PR on was my chin-ups. My chin-ups were very, very difficult. It was a struggle getting myself up over the bar. I think some of that's due to the fact that I just got heavier, but it was extremely difficult on the chin-ups. And I don't want to jinx it, but I'm anticipating these pull-ups are not going to be easy either. It's going to be a struggle getting every one of those reps. That's it. So let me know what you think.